Hey y'all, looks like we got an even 2 dozen this evening. I've been slipping here the last few days and not gathering them before I do this, and I need to get them fairly early. I'm trying to reset my mental clock, I guess. So used to, 25. Guess one got by me. Used to do these close to dark, and I guess it was yesterday evening. I came on, we had a little chat, and I went in the house and starting to settle in for the evening. I'm like, no, wait a minute, I got a lot of daylight left. So I came back out here and went back at it. It's Friday, we made another one, didn't we? And sure been a pretty day. I finished up a little bit of gardening late this evening. Made a dry run to Houston. Boy, I don't miss that traffic down there. Whew. I was raised in Huntsville and spent a good bit of time around the Houston metro area. You can have all that slab you want. I'm fine with poking around in rubber boots. At least these days I am. But last night I came out here, and for those of you that have grown potatoes, of course y'all know me, I like to learn stuff. And the potatoes, if you want them to do right, they've come up. Now I'm saving a couple of them for my sister. She's coming up tomorrow, and it may rain a little bit, but I imagine we'll get a little time out here between the drops. She's got a second grade class she teaches down in the Woodlands, and they learn all kind of things. And we did a couple of videos live with them for the chickens, but it's kind of a gray area on policy with all the identity, whatever. So crazy world we live in. But so we're gonna go around it, and we'll just record some, and she'll take them back to the kiddos. They love the chicken and the gardening and all that. They lost a good man at the school district earlier in the year, if you remember following along. He planted that garden over there kind of in his honor. He followed us here on Washboard, and he was a master gardener himself, and he taught the kids every year. They had a little garden down there. So Kimberly's gonna buy a few seeds, and they're studying of all things this week, seeds and root structure and all that. So I guess it's good timing for her to come up here. I'm gonna teach them a little bit about potatoes, and tell you what, it's a pretty cool deal. These potatoes, as they grow, now they'll make pretty nice plants. As you see, that's about 5-6 inches high there. My buddy Jonathan helped me plant those. I've got to send him a video just for him of all his potatoes that have come up. But as they grow, you want to hill them. You don't have to. They can grow right on, and they'll be beautiful plants and make a few potatoes, but all it'll be is pretty and green, and you won't get quite the yield you would if you hill them up. And hilling them up means to basically take that plant you just saw, that's what this was yesterday, and you just take the loose soil and leave just the top set of leaves there. It forces the roots to dig a little deeper, and we know that the potato is part of the root. So there you go, you got more roots, more potatoes. You keep doing that as long as you can till they're ready. Every time they get up about 6 or 8 inches, you pile a little bit more dirt, a little organic material on it. And we don't have any lack of organic material around here for sure, do we? And they'll just keep making them potatoes, digging them roots down. I thought about that today as I was setting the rows for the peppers. It's funny how, if you let it, nature and God's creation will teach you a lot about life, but you got to look for it. Think about that potato plant. Kind of like us. We can rock along through life and look good on the outside, and make it through life, even do good things and have some fruit or potatoes. But if you take and you pile a little dirt in your life, grief, maybe some struggles, a little organic material throughout, you tend to dig your roots down, or you should. It forces you to get a little deeper in things that you know and remember and the good stuff you've been taught. And as you do that, your roots get strong, and you have more potatoes, more fruit, more kindness, more relatability to those maybe going through a similar struggle when they hit that dirt mound as they get about 6 or 8 inches tall. Pretty neat. So we healed potatoes last night after the video. Had enough daylight left. I started to do them all, but we'll teach those youngins down there in the Woodlands area that have my sister as their homeroom teacher. That was always the good days when you had a homeroom teacher, right? I did a little ciphering. I think that's what old Barney said on Andy Griffith all the time. Or no, it was Festus. A little ciphering on how many pepper plants I have, and I finished the last garden rowing it up today because they're sprouted up and about 3 inches tall, and we're about ready to put them in the ground, and we'll be done with the greenhouse for a while. Man, it sure looks good. I've got green dots popping up all over this patch on this side. Kind of hard to see on the camera. No, it's not weeds. Some of it is, not all of it. All the corn's come up. It's about 1 inch tall. I think it grew 1 inch overnight. But we did pretty good. The rows are straight. The line of the corn may not be, but I'll get out there and straighten it up if it needs to be. But looking forward to a good visit with my sister tomorrow as she comes up and spends a little time with Mom and Dad and a little time on our place. But it's been a good week. Hope y'all have had a good one. Let me check off real quick who all's on here. I think I've decided what I'm going to name the first rooster we got. Of course, we got Pistol Pete. That was pretty obvious with the pistol story. The little white one, I'm still studying on that one. But look at it. Here he is. This is the one I'm talking about. Well, he thinks he is running something for sure. And he is, kind of. Let's see. Look at him on top of the feed bucket. Yeah, we're talking about you. He's checking out them baby chickens in there, old Ben's Leghorns. You better stay out of there. My Memo's maiden name was Duke. And her mother, we called her Ma Duke, had a lot of, it was Cherokee in her. I don't have a whole lot of memories of her. I was really young when she died, but I do remember her sitting in that front room in an old white leather chair. And she had snow white hair and really dark skin. And she didn't say a whole lot, but she was older, and I guess us kids were half scared of her because she just kind of had this look on her face. She wasn't mean, but not at that time of her life. I've heard some stories, but we were just great grandbabies at that point. But their maiden name was Duke, and I've always been partial to old John Wayne. Had several people give me a lot of good Texas names, but one that stuck, and I think that's what we're going to call him, is old Rooster Cogburn from True Grit. I think from every angle that just fits that old rooster. Old Big Al could have been Rooster Cogburn for sure with his grit. So we'll call the rooster Rooster Cogburn. I'll probably just call him Cogburn. How about that? So he's still over there on that feed bucket. Silly thing. This little old fancy white one, he's starting to come around and get used to things. But I'm gonna wait on his name till it hits me right. But so now we got Pistol Pete and Cogburn. How about that? I guess I could have named them Boone and Crockett. Then they could have went out and sized up a deer, huh? Some of y'all will get that, some of you won't. But let me do a quick roll call and jump off here. And let's see here. See what we got. Hey, there's Misty. How are you, ma'am? I believe she's up New York way, somewhere up yonder. It's out of Texas, so whatever. Yes, sir, Troy, it does. It's no winter, that traffic. You can have it. There's Pamela. How are you this evening? Karen Smith Gregory, hi. And Miss Donna, she's down Houston way. Let's see, there's Carrie Worthington. How are you? And Karen is in Waco. Know right where that's at. Spent the last decade down yonder. Brenda's in Arkansas. Vicky's in Louisville. And yes, ma'am, I survived H-Town. Got in there and got a little dirt piled up on me. Got all the way down there and working with a new sales representative, turning the ropes and things, and there was a miscommunication, so we made a dry run all the way down there, and the appointment wasn't confirmed. So turned around, hightailed it all the way back. So I sat in that traffic for nothing. I was sitting there thinking, had old boy in a group comment the other night, and looks like this was going to do the same. I guess he watched the video and he come on and he just commented, way too long. I think it's one of the long ones, 17, 18 minutes. And I got kind of tickled. He had the B75 by his picture. And I reckon he hadn't, I guess he forgot how it was with old dial-up internet. Y'all remember that? When we first got internet, you'd come home and turn on the router and the computer and go fix supper, take a bath. About 2 hours later, come back, you just now connecting to the internet. Or maybe he hadn't sat through a good Sunday sermon hungry and the preacher gets long-winded. 18 minutes ain't nothing. I got tickled at that. And he must not have to sit in Houston traffic. Man, that was like watching water boil down there. I know it was a bad accident. I hate it. Pray for the family, but goodness gracious, have a mess down there quick. One person gets out of whack and the whole thing shuts down. Don't make any sense. Let's see. Oh, easy there, Troy. Talking about an old man. You're only as old as you feel. Well, never mind. My knees hurt today. There's Kim in Dallas, Georgia. Ron, how are you? You back up in the Panhandle. All right. There's Carla Davis Miles. Thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying that. There's Margaret Beveridge and Melinda. Hey, Melinda, how are you? Miss Sharon's down in Corpus Christi. My buddy Glenn, not too far out, over in Dayton, Liberty area. Yep. I tell you what, Glenn, if y'all coming up this way, make it about middle of June, and we'll pick peas. Either that or here in a little while we'll have some corn. We'll have to coordinate it together. Ain't no sense wasting a trip. You can come shell some peas. Hey, Margaret, how are you? There's Ladina. Hey, how are you, sweetheart? There's Terry Watkins. Yeah, Rooster may run after me. You are right. There's Kathy and Jennifer Tibbs Fuller up in Custer, South Dakota. Snowing. Something ain't right about that. I don't even want to think about snow right now. Goodness gracious. I'd be in a mess, wouldn't I? I'd lose all $30 worth of seeds. Oh, doing well, Cheryl. Thank you. Vicki, no rain today, just beautiful sunshine in North Carolina. It is pretty here. Hadn't had any rain. It rained around us. Dad called about noon, wondering if we was getting any. He said it was wet in the road over there. So, oh well, we'll probably get some tomorrow directly. It'll come when it's supposed to. That's how I look at it. Yep, that's right, Terry. The older you get, less patience you seem to have with everyone else but yourself. And well, Glenn, I'll sure let you know when they're ready, and you can come on and we'll shell them, and you can take them right back with you. I'm gonna have about 400 foot of cream crowders and 400 foot of purple hulls. Whew, there's a lot of work ahead in that old patch. Just thinking about it. But I like it. I enjoy it. We'll get it done. Hey, y'all have a good evening. Be the light, and don't get upset when that old dirt gets piled on you. Maybe you're not as tall as you was, but your roots will be a little deeper, and maybe you'll make bigger potatoes. That'll help everybody. Be the light. Y'all have a good evening.